Shalom, my friends. I am Rabbi David, and today I am going to reveal the ancient spiritual law that governs the flow of unlimited prosperity, a secret that, once you truly understand it, will completely rewire your financial destiny and unlock a torrent of blessings in your life. But before I unveil this powerful truth, I need you to make a declaration of readiness. This is not a game. This is a sacred act. Go to the comments right now and write, "I am a vessel for unlimited prosperity." This is your first step in signaling to the universe, to God, that you are open, that you are ready to receive the abundance that is your birthright. Our mission here is to gather an army of 100,000 souls dedicated to mastering this spiritual technology for wealth, health, and freedom. If you are ready to be one of them, subscribe to this channel now. And for those who are truly serious about accelerating their journey, for a limited time, I am opening the doors to the Torah Millionaire Business School for just $299. This is where I unveil the complete Torah wealth system, the step-by-step blueprint for building generational wealth on a foundation of sacred wisdom. The doors are closing soon. The link is in the comments. Do not hesitate. Your future self will thank you. I understand the feeling of being trapped by a poverty mindset because I was once a prisoner to it myself. For years, I was a rabbi, a teacher of God's Word, yet my own life was a testament to lack. I lived in a small, rented apartment, drove a car that was constantly breaking down, and I would lie awake at night filled with a quiet shame that I could not provide for my family in the way my heart desired. I saw congregants struggling, and I felt like a hypocrite. How could I teach of a limitless God when my own reality was so profoundly limited? I knew the scriptures, I led the prayers, I performed the rituals. I did everything the world tells you a good religious person should do. I prayed with all my heart for God to help me, to send me more money, to ease my financial burdens. I worked tirelessly, taking on extra classes, performing extra services, counseling others until I was exhausted. But nothing changed. The bills piled up, the anxiety remained, and the feeling of being a spiritual failure grew heavier each day. I was drowning in an ocean of good intentions, but my bank account remained a desert. I was a rabbi, but I was spiritually bankrupt. The enemy we are all fighting is what I call the illusion of finite blessing. It is the insidious lie whispered into our souls from birth that God's abundance is a limited resource, a pie that must be divided, and that you must fight and scrape and prove your worthiness for even a small crumb. The hidden mechanism of this enemy is that it turns your relationship with God into a transaction. It convinces you that you must earn your blessings through suffering, that you must be good enough to deserve prosperity, and that if you are struggling, it is because you have somehow failed a divine test. This creates a spiritual blockage, a dam of unworthiness that stops the flow of the very abundance you are praying for. The cost of surrendering to this enemy is a life of just enough, a life of quiet desperation where you are always looking over your shoulder, fearing that what you have will be taken away. It is the tragic reality of living in a spiritual universe of infinite potential, while being trapped in the mental prison of scarcity. But what if I told you that the code to shattering this illusion was embedded in the Torah thousands of years ago, in a blessing that is the very blueprint for unlimited prosperity? In the book of Genesis, chapter 27, we find the story of Isaac blessing his son Jacob. He says, V'yeten lecha ha'Elohim mitel hashamayim u'mishmanei ha'aretz v'rov dagan v'tirosh. May God give you of the dew of heaven and of the fatness of the earth, and plenty of grain and wine. Now, most people read this as a simple one-time wish, but the Kabbalists, the great mystics of our tradition, teach us to look deeper. The Hebrew word for give, v'yiten, is in a grammatical form that implies continuous, unending action. Isaac is not saying, "May God give you a single gift." He is saying, "May God be in a constant state of giving to you." He is activating a channel. The dew of heaven, Tal Hashemayim, represents the constant, gentle flow of spiritual energy, of ideas, of inspiration. The fatness of the earth, Mishnamei Haaretz, represents tangible material wealth. The Torah is teaching us a profound secret. True prosperity is not one or the other. It is the fusion of the two. The divine flow of spiritual energy, Shefa, is always raining down from heaven. Our job is not to beg for the rain. Our job is to build a vessel to receive it. The illusion of finite blessing is a lie, because Shefa is infinite. You are not fighting for a slice of the pie. You are standing in an infinite ocean of abundance, and you have been taught to approach it with a thimble. That night, after studying this passage for the 100th time, the words finally pierced my heart. I made a decision. I would no longer be a victim to the illusion of finite blessing. I would stop begging for rain and start building my vessel. I performed the very protocol I'm about to teach you. I stopped praying for money. Instead, I began to pray from a place of having it. I shifted my consciousness from asking to aligning. At first, nothing happened externally. But internally, a revolution was taking place. The shame was replaced by a quiet confidence. The anxiety was replaced by a profound sense of peace, a bitachon, a trust in the divine flow. The next day, an idea came to me with such clarity and force it felt like a lightning bolt. It was the complete blueprint for the Torah Millionaire Business School. Within a week, a congregant I hadn't spoken to in months called me and made a donation to the synagogue for $50,000, telling me he felt called to do it. Within 6 months, I had launched the first version of the business school. Within 2 years, I had not only cleared every penny of my personal debt, but I generated over $1 million in revenue. I had not changed my circumstances, I had changed my consciousness, and my circumstances were forced to follow the new blueprint I had created. Now, let me give you the practical application. I call it the 3-pillar prosperity protocol. It is a 3-step process to demolish the dam of unworthiness and open the floodgates of Shefa in your life. This is not a metaphor. This is a technology. Step 1. The tithe of trust. The first secret to unlimited prosperity is that you must give to receive, but not in the way you've been taught. The Torah commands us to give maaser, 1/10 of our income. Most people see this as a tax, a religious obligation. This is a grave error. The tithe is not for God. God does not need your money. The tithe is for you. It is a spiritual technology for rewiring your consciousness from lack to abundance. When you give away the first 10% of your income, you are making a powerful declaration to the universe. I have more than enough. You are acting from a place of abundance, not scarcity. You are telling your subconscious mind that you are not afraid of lack, because you are connected to an infinite source. You must give the first 10% of every dollar that comes to you, before you pay your bills, before you buy your groceries, before you do anything else. It must be the first fruit. This act of emuna, of faith, is what opens the channel. Step 2, the blessing of having. The second secret is to stop praying for what you want and start blessing what you have. Prayer from a place of lack only reinforces lack. It is a frequency of neediness, and it repels the frequency of abundance. Instead, you will transform your prayer into blessing. Every day you will walk through your life and you will speak blessings over the things you already possess. You will look at the food in your fridge and say, "Blessed is the source of this abundance." You will look at the roof over your head and say, "Blessed is the source of this shelter." You will look at the small amount of money in your bank account and say, "Blessed is the seed of my future fortune." A blessing is not a request. It is an acknowledgement. It is the act of seeing the divine flow, the shefa, that is already present in your life. When you acknowledge the small stream, you give it permission to become a river. Step 3, the action of alignment. The third secret is that consciousness without action is a delusion. After you have tithed and you have blessed, you must take inspired action. You must ask yourself one question every single day. What is one action I can take today to serve more people? Abundance is not a reward for being good. Abundance is the result of creating value. Money is simply a certificate of appreciation from the world for the value you have provided. Stop chasing money. Start chasing service. The more lives you touch, the more value you create, the more the universe will be forced to reward you. The dew of heaven must be matched by the fatness of the earth. Your spiritual alignment must be grounded in real-world action. Now, let me tell you about a student of mine, Michael. He was an artist, a painter, struggling to sell his work, earning less than $20,000 a year. He was filled with resentment and felt the world didn't appreciate his talent. He implemented this protocol. He started tithing 10% of his meager income, an act that terrified him. He started blessing his art supplies, his small studio, every tiny sale he made. He asked himself how he could serve more people. The idea came to him to start offering free online painting classes for seniors in lockdown. He served. He created value. Within 6 months, one of his students, a wealthy widow, was so moved by his work that she commissioned him to paint a series for her new home, a contract worth $250,000. Within 2 years, Michael's art was selling for tens of thousands of dollars apiece, and he had a net worth of over $1 million. He didn't become a better painter. He became a better vessel. Now, I know the objection that is rising in your mind. But, Rabbi, I can't afford to give away 10%. I'm barely surviving as it is. I understand that fear. It is the voice of the illusion of finite blessing. But here is the truth you must grasp. You cannot afford not to. Your refusal to give is the very dam that is blocking your flow. You are trying to unclog a pipe by refusing to let any water through it. It is illogical. The tithe is not an expense. It is an investment in a higher consciousness. It is the seed you plant in the soil of the universe. To refuse to plant the seed because you are afraid of losing it is to guarantee you will never have a harvest. Start where you are. If you have $1, you give 10 cents. If you have $10, you give $1. The amount is irrelevant. The consciousness behind it is everything. Stop focusing on the 10% you are giving away and start focusing on the 90% you are opening yourself up to receive with a new level of blessing and power. So here is my challenge to you. For the next 30 days, you will commit to the 3-pillar prosperity protocol. Here are your 3 immediate, non-negotiable actions. 1. Calculate 10% of the next dollar you receive and give it away to a person or organization that spiritually nourishes you. Do it immediately. Do not hesitate. 2. Tonight, before you sleep, walk through your home and speak one blessing over 5 different objects you own, acknowledging the abundance you already have. 3. Tomorrow morning, write down one action, no matter how small, that you can take to serve another person, and do it. And here is a bonus tip for advanced students. When you give your tithe, do it with joy. Feel the sensation of abundance as the money leaves your hand. Know that you are not losing anything. You are simply participating in the divine circulation of the universe. Remember, the Talmud teaches, a prisoner cannot free himself from prison. You need a brother or sister on this journey. Find someone to share this challenge with. And now, I want to end with a blessing. May you be blessed with the courage to trust in the infinite flow, the wisdom to see the abundance that already surrounds you, and the strength to act in service to others. May the dam of your doubt be shattered, and may the river of Shefa flow into your life with overwhelming force, bringing you wealth, health, and freedom beyond your wildest dreams. I am praying for you. Shalom.